Jai Hind, dear children. Hope everyone is keeping well. So, here we are back to our English classes after the summer vacation or a rainy vacation to be precise. Let's not waste much of our time. Today, I'll begin with the explanation of the 4th chapter of your English supplementary book, Footprints Without Feet. The name of the chapter is A Question of Trust, written by Victor Canning. Okay. Canning was a prolific British writer of novels and thrillers who was found flourished in the 1950s, 1960s and 1970s. So let us straightway come to the explanation of the chapter. Oh, let me show. I've got the book. Here it is. This is the chapter. Question of Trust. Fine. It's on page number 20. Fine. All right. I'll read line by line and explain it to you. But then let me tell you one thing. Before I start with the explanation, let me tell what is the story all about. This is about a person named Horace Danby. How he gets caught for some misdeeds that he does by having a trust on a person. Okay. Let that be. Let us start. As we proceed with the chapter, you will get to know what is it all about. Fine. So let's begin. Everyone thought that Horace Danby was a good, honest citizen. Yes, he was very good. Honest? A question mark. Fine. He was about 50 years of age and unmarried, and he lived with a housekeeper who worried over his health. In fact, let me tell you, worried over his health means looked after him. In fact, he was usually very well and happy except for attacks of hay fever in summer. Now, what's this hay fever now? Hay fever is, you can say, a kind of allergy which you get due to dust, or one more thing, pollen of flower, right? So that tickles the nostrils and you keep on sneeze and sneeze and sneeze. That goes on. All right. Now he had that trouble. He made locks and was successful enough at his business to have 2 helpers. Successful enough to at his business means he earned quite a good amount with which he could survive very well by paying 2 helpers also. All right. So this is it. Now, yes, Horace Danby was good and respectable, but not completely honest. Right? But why, ma'am, not completely honest when he was good, he was respectable then? I'm coming to the point. Wait. 15 years ago, Horace had served his first and only sentence. Sentence means construct a sentence with the word not that sentence. He was imprisoned. Okay, he was put into a prison. And he served there in the prison library. Now, why did this happen and how did this happen? I'm coming to it. He loved rare, expensive books. He had that passion of collecting rare and expensive books. Now, it's not so easy. Yes, he had enough money to survive quite well, that I understand. But then when you have some hobby of, means some expensive sort of hobby, here he had the hobby of buying expensive books. So for that he needed extra money. Okay. Now, so he robbed a safe every year. Each year he planned successfully. No. Carefully. Just what he would do. Stole enough to last for 12 months and secretly bought the books he loved through an agent. He never used to go to the bookshop and buy. No, he used to get it through an agent. So he used to rob one safe every year to have enough money to last for 12 months for fulfilling his wishes. Fulfilling his wishes means buying expensive books. Alright. Now, walking in the bright July sunshine, he felt sure that this year's robbery was going to be as successful as all the others. For 2 weeks, he had been studying the house at Shotover Grange. Shotover Grange. Shotover is a hilly and forest area in England. Alright. And Grange is a country house, or you can say a farmhouse sort of thing. Alright. There he made up his mind to rob this time. But for that he had to know all ins and outs, right? So what did he do? He went around the house looking every nook and corner, what is where, just to know about it, looking at its rooms, its electric wiring, its paths, its garden. This afternoon, the 2 servants who remained in the Grange while the family was in London had gone to the movies. Horace saw them go and he felt happy in spite of a little tickle of hay fever in his nose. He came out from behind the garden wall, his tools carefully packed in a bag on his back. There were about 15,000 pounds worth of jewels in the Grange safe. If he sold them one by one, he expected to get at least 5,000, enough to make him happy for another year. There were 3 very interesting books coming up for sale in the autumn. Now he would get the money. He wanted to buy them. Okay. He had seen the housekeeper hang the key to the kitchen door on a hook outside. He put on a pair of gloves, took the key and opened the door. He was always careful not to leave any fingerprints. How would he not leave any fingerprints? by wearing gloves. Simple. A small dog was lying in the kitchen. It stirred, made a noise, and moved its tail in a friendly way. "All right, Sherry," Horace said as he passed. Now let me tell you one thing. If you want to show that you are known to a dog of any house, you just have to call by the correct name and show a little love. Your work is done. So here, Horace did the same. Called the dog by his correct name. And then, see, it's written. All you had to do to keep dogs quiet was to call them by their right names and show them love. That, enough. Okay. Now, the safe was in the drawing room behind a rather poor painting. Horace wondered for a moment whether he should collect pictures instead of books. But they took up too much room. Too much room means keeping pictures would take much space in your room. It's easier and you need lesser space to keep books. So he decided, no paintings, books, yes. So what he did? In a small house, books were better. There was a great bowl of flowers on the table, and Horace felt his nose tickle. He gave a little sneeze and then put down his bag. Put his bag down. He carefully arranged his tools, one after another, what he would be needing for opening up the safe. He had 4 hours before the servants returned. The safe was not going to be hard to open. After all, he had lived with locks and safes all his life because he was into lock and key work, right? He used to deal with that only. So it was quite easy for him. Now, the burglar alarm. Once you touch the safe, alarm will start ringing. So, what he did? He looked for that alarm and he found it poorly built. He went into the hall to cut its wire. He came back and sneezed loudly as the smell of the flowers came to him again. A big shoo! Now, how foolish people are when they own valuable things, Horace thought. Why is Horace thinking this? Because a magazine article had described this house, giving a plan of all the rooms and a picture of this room. The writer had even mentioned that the painting hid a safe. See, all these were revealed in a magazine. That is why Horace says how foolish people are when they own valuable things. This is the reason. Okay, now, but Horace found that the flowers were hindering in his work because flowers are there. Pollens will fly. It'll tickle and he'll keep on sneezing. So that was a very disturbing thing. He buried his face in his handkerchief. Then he heard a voice say from the doorway, door at the back. it a cold or hay fever? Before he could think, Horace said, hay fever, and found himself sneezing again. And now, children, who was this voice? Where was this voice coming out from? I'll just take a little time more of you and just tell you. The voice went on. You can cure it with a special treatment, you know, if you find out just what plant gives you the disease. I think you'd better see a doctor if you are serious about your work. I heard you from the top of the house just now. Now, here somebody was speaking from the back, at the door, right? Now, who was it? That we will come to know in our next class. Till then, take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.